Morning. I am, well, it's, first of all, let's say Saturday 29th of March. I'm having another wee shot on the new local, but I'm in an area that's a bit more overgrown, a bit more urban, not as easy to get a cast of the fly in, so I brought a spinning rod with me today. I brought my little HG2 Savage Gear HG2 micro game. It's 7 foot, 1.5 to 5 gram. I've paired it up with a Suranoia Artemis 1500 reel. So got that. I'm going to probably fish like size 0, size 1 sort of MEPS, or my little Savage Gear stickle baits or floating Rapalas, that sort of thing, and just see how things go. I've had a look once, just to see what there seems to be here, and there seems to be a fair number of, just not slipped to fell on my backside, there seems to be a fair number of reasonably deep pools in this section. The water doesn't run quite as clear as it does further upstream, and these are all factors which may or may not help with the fishing. I'm certainly wanting to give it a go and see how we get on. I've not brought any waders or wellies or anything like that. I've just wearing trail shoes, so I'll be casting from the bank. Got my landing net, extends up to like 1.2 metres, so yeah. It's 11:30 in the morning, so it should hopefully be late enough in the day for fish to be a bit more active. But yeah, see, this pool that we're at here, it looks quite shallow. Can't see the sides. It's very shallow this side, but it's got a bit more depth the other side. I came here specifically today because the forecast was for quite strong winds, and because this has got a bit more shelter, it should hopefully be quite a bit better. But it's a case of just waiting and see. Right, I'll get tackled up and see how we get on. Okay, we've got a lure on now. I'm going for a basic Rapala floating in minnow. See how we get on with that. I'm going to cast over to the other side of this pond, this pool first, and I might try and see if there's any option to get further upstream. See how we go. Then I'll probably will start working downstream from there. I figured the floating Rapala would make the most sense. As we're definitely not going to be fishing deep this morning. That's more like it. Yeah, it's bouncing off the bottom already. In the spots where I think there potentially could be fish, you only get a few seconds before you then come to there's a little bank in the middle where the lure doesn't get the proper movement. Move up it a little bit. Forgot to bring my polarised lenses, so I can't see particularly well. That was my bad. Yeah, I think if the water was up a bit, this would be quite nice, but because the water level is quite low. It's not necessarily giving us what we're after. So I'm the tiniest bit further downstream, but there's a tiny bit more water, which is a good thing. I haven't seen any sign of fish movement yet, so keep an eye out for that, but yeah, that looks quite nice. Give that a go. See how we get on. Yeah, there's a lot of mud on this side, so effectively you cast the far side, there's a bit of depth at the far side, but then it's just mud that was only about 2 inches deep on this side, so not so much you could do with that. This area here looks interesting. Don't think the neighbours will be huge fans of people fishing here, but you know, name's the breaks. Got a bit more depth to it. Slower paced water, but yeah, it's got a bit more depth. I just had a follow. Just had a fish following. So there are fish here. It's the first fish I've seen like all season. And it didn't even seem like that small a fish. You're probably talking like half a pound or so. Okay, there's one of at least a pound that just followed that. Right. Right, so there's at least one, if not two, fish of a reasonable size in here right now. So I'll try a different lure. So I've just changed to one of my Savage Gear sticklebait twitches in the olive smolt. It's a slow sinking, so it will get a little bit deeper than the last ones, but because it's got the little orange belly to it, quite often it can generate just that little bit more interest from the fish. Right, I've tackled up again. This time I've gone for a size 0 Mepps Comet and replaced the treble hook with a single, as you do. But yeah, let's see if a good old Mepps does the job here. Even if I blank today, I'm happy because I know that, frankly, it is worth fishing. That I've seen decent sized fish. Move off to another wee spot and I'll come back to this on the way back up. And we'll keep the Mepps on just now though. See how we get on. Cool. Speak to you soon. Right, so this pool here is one that I've wanted to fish ever since I saw it. It just looks so fishy. It's got a bit of depth to it, it's got a decent flow of water through it. It's got a bit of structure around it, it's got pretty much everything you'd want. Now, the question is, why is my reel not working? First is question. Oh gosh, I see why. So yeah, maybe not the best start. Right, let's try that again. Yeah, it's got a bit of depth, got a bit of structure. It'd be lovely on the fly, and I might even be able to give it a go on the fly. There's enough space for a bit of a backcast. Okay, it doesn't have quite as much depth as I'd like, at least not this side. That bit does, but I'll try to get a good cast to it. Actually, if I come down here, I should be able to get a cast into the deeper water. Then we'll move on to another spot. Okay, another spot it is. Now this is a pool. This has got some, well, rather extreme depth to it actually. God. See how we get on here. I need a slightly faster retrieve than that. Oh, looks like I've got a bloody wind knot in my line. I could fix that. Right, I'm back at the spot where I had to follow before, and basically, yeah, on my way back to the car. I've got a Savage Gear stick-a-bait twitch on again. This time it's in an IU green, I think it's called. My battery's running low on the camera, and I forgot to bring a spare, so just have to hit and hope at this stage. Damn! Had a fish on, just lost it. I lost it because I bloody paused to switch the camera on. It was a decent fish. It was about, probably best case would be about 3/4 of a pound. And frustratingly, I don't think it would have even been caught on the camera. But it's still progress. In my eyes, it is still very much progress. I'd switched the camera off because the battery was dying, frankly. Don't know if that fish was by itself, probably at something that size. You never know. I'll give it half a dozen more casts, but then I'm going to have to call it a day. Oh, gutted. Properly gutted. Should have just kept it on and taken a video once I had it in the net, rather than try to get the video as I was going. Ugh, you live and learn. It'll be back, as will I. Right, I'm going to call it a day at that. Both disappointing and good all at the same time. First fish second fish I've hooked into this season. I had hooked into one down on the coast in the Tay estuary when I was spinning for sea trout, but I didn't film that. So yeah, didn't land it. It's fine. I could live with it. I'm not massively happy, but I can live with it. I'm happy that I'm seeing life on this river, and it looks like it could be quite a good one, because literally where I am just now is a 15-minute walk from my house. So anyway, going to head off because it's getting wet. I'm getting wet. And yeah, I've got housework to do. How exciting. But this place gives me the option to come out and do little bits and pieces in between housework. Cool. Right. Speak to you later.